Alright, this is an early alpha demonstration of remote apps using a combination of a PC, a Mac, and potentially an iOS device. So one of the options you have here is that you can actually publish apps automatically. So if you see here it says recently added, and I can actually go down here to my all applications. You can see it added MATLAB, AutoCAD, and Revit, and SAS, for example, and a few other things. These applications aren't actually residing on my computer, they're actually residing on a server in our data center. And so when you're actually clicking this, you're clicking a link that takes you back to the data center. But it runs something in a window so you don't actually notice it. So if I click MATLAB here, you'll see what it's trying to actually do is start up a connection. So I'm going to go ahead and just accept it. So it's starting an RDP window, and you can see that it's basically starting up MATLAB almost automatically because I already have a cached account on the server. So over time, as people actually log into it, things will get faster and faster. So you can actually have multiple instances. In this case, I now have 2 instances in MATLAB running concurrently at the same time. And that's pretty powerful for what you can actually do with this. So let's go ahead and if you notice, it's in a window. So it's not a RDP, it's not a remote desktop connection, so to speak. It's an actual window that you can use, which is important to distinguish because when you're running a Macintosh, for example, you don't want people to think they're running in a terminal window. You want them to actually believe that they're running inside a window. So let's go look over here to the Mac now. So at this point, I have just an OSX device, and you can see that you can publish your applications to a menu here if you want, and it's basically using, if I actually close it down, it's just using Microsoft Remote Desktop, which you can download from the App Store. And it automatically will see the accessible resources based on what you plug in here. In this case, this is my credential and our domain with an in-common certificate. And you can see these are the applications that we published on a few different servers for proof of concept. This is not production. It could be production, but we need to do some checking against some variables to make sure everything is kosher. So if I go ahead and run MATLAB here, and I run the exact same thing, you can see the MATLAB it's in a window, and it's not in RDP. I still had Firefox running, so forgive me on that one. But you can see this is a window running on a Mac, so it's not like an RDP connection. It's an actual native kind of program for the most part. So everything seems very simpatico and kosher, which is pretty neat because that way you could simultaneously be doing calculations using Safari here. Go to Apple's webpage. So while we're waiting for the the announcement on the iPhone 7, for example, you could simultaneously be running your MATLAB computation on a supercomputer or whatever you want. Now, the last thing I'd like to demonstrate, but I don't think I can, is that it also works simultaneously on my iPhone here. So you can download the application for Microsoft Remote Desktop for your iPhone or your iPad, and you can plug in the URL, which we specify here, if I can focus in a little bit. And based on that, it will automatically find the applications. So that list of apps here that you see, this actually shows up as the same list on your phone, and you can run AutoCAD or MATLAB or even a PC version of Firefox on your phone. So one application gets installed at a location, in this case a remote app server, and you can run AutoCAD on a PC, AutoCAD on a Mac, and AutoCAD on a mobile device. And that's pretty powerful for the future of education. So until next time, to be continued.